When it comes to landscape edging, Beuta stands out as a lightweight, flexible, durable, and realistic looking option. But Beuta isn't the only option. Today, we're going to compare two of our competitors to see which one comes out on top. We'll be testing them based on these following categories: durability, appearance, installation, and flexibility. So we're going to start the test by comparing the appearance. So let's take a look at all of them here. In the front, we have these red plastic bricks, this gray stone look-alike, and then our Beuta bricks. So we're going to compare just the appearance first off. So let's take a look at these plastic bricks here. They're very uniform in shape, but they don't look super natural in my opinion. There are some ridges here, which is nice, and a little bit of texture on top, but moving on to the gray stone lookalikes, these are very small in size. If you're looking for something small that's got some texture to it, so there are some ridges on the top, which gives it kind of a natural look, but the marble effect isn't so convincing. It kind of looks like they were just sort of painted quickly, splashed on there, and then the paint effect, it's giving Jackson Pollock, not in a good way. So it also feels really cheap. I'm sorry, it just, okay. Anyway, moving on to the Beuta bricks. As you can see, there's a lot of texture happening here, just like feeling it. You can tell there's a lot of ridges, little hills and valleys in there. The color specs in it, it just adds a lot of dimension, really makes it look natural, like a cobblestone. I think that the winner here is pretty clear as far as appearance goes. Our Beuta bricks, they're just unbeatable. Between the natural look and the texture, there's really no competition. Our next test is going to be flexibility. All right, so the red plastic bricks do come like this individually, and you have to connect them together using the little connectors. But once you've done that, this is what they look like. So let's see how flexible they are. That's about it. Let's do it the other way. So very minimal flexibility with this, but let's do a test of flexibility upwards. That's, oh, did I break it? And now we have the gray stone lookalikes. So let's give it a nice bend this way. Okay, very flexible. This is also two sections put together, so they come as three, and then just connect. But, oh my gosh. Do I have to say anything else? Not very flexible, if you ask me. Let's just, we're just gonna keep going. Okay. And this way, you really can't, okay. So, as you can see, again, breaking apart really easily. I did not have to work hard to make that happen. It's split, cracked. The material just does not feel any amount of durable. Let's move on to our Beuta bricks. This is a single section of our cobblestone Beuta bricks, so we'll bend it this way, inward. Our bricks can give you really tight circles if that's what you're looking for in your landscape. And what I really love is that you can very easily bend it back to its original shape. As you can see, there was no cracking, breaking, snapping, none of that. It's maintained its regular shape, and again, clear winner here, I would say our Beuta bricks. All right, so our next test is going to be installation. So we're gonna start with our plastic bricks here, and as you can see, there's just a little peg on the inside, and you just, with a little effort, push it in there. Hard, not gonna lie. So now we have a 6 brick section, but let's install it and see how well it installs. And step on it to really get it in there. They weren't hard to install necessarily, actually putting them into the ground, but putting them together, I'm not gonna lie, was kind of annoying and tedious. And like you saw, it just fell out. Just imagine trying to do that for 50 feet in your yard. I personally wouldn't want to do that. But let's move on to our gray stones. Okay, so these just connect together simply by putting one on top of the other like that. And they have the little drilled holes in there so that you can put the included spikes in. Now these are also just plastic. So I don't know how well they're gonna hold up, but we're gonna give it a fair test. And I'm just gonna put these in. We're gonna use a rubber mallet for these guys because frankly, I think a real hammer would destroy them. So let's give it a go. I'm tired. I'm tired of this grandpa. You cannot put that in the video. I just feel like that took a really long time for what it is. Also, the plastic pins, I feel like if you hit anything hard in the ground, it's not gonna be able to go down very far. Luckily we didn't, but I'm just foresight, you know? Also, there's a pin for every single stone. So again, imagine doing that for 50 to 100 feet. That would take a long time. So also it was really hard, like I said, to really get them all the way in the ground because you're hammering behind them and you have to go in at an angle. It's just kind of an uncomfortable process. So let's move on to our Beuta bricks. So our Beuta brick sections come with 3 11.5-inch landscape spikes, and they're made out of metal, as you can hear. So they'll really anchor them into the ground. The sections also come with pre-drilled holes so that you can just put the spikes through, easy peasy, just like that. And then we're gonna grab a real hammer. Nice. That took what? 15 seconds, 30 seconds? All right, we grabbed one of our gray stone sections just to show you our color range. And we're gonna connect it easily with the slide on, slide off design. All right, so our bricks are all in. The landscape spikes take maybe 30 seconds to 60 seconds to get them all in. There's just 3 per section as opposed to 1 per stone. So that makes things a lot easier. And just visibly, like, you can barely see the landscape spikes. So they just look very natural. They connect super easily together. You can line up as many sections as you want. That's installation for you. All right, so they're all relatively easy to install. The plastic red bricks took a lot of time. It was just really annoying to connect them all together. And then that one also took quite a while just with the individual spikes for each stone. The Beuta bricks definitely win for the easiest, quickest installation and also the least strenuous. I didn't feel like I was like huffing and puffing, just hammered them in super quick and they look great. So now let's do the ultimate test of durability and see if these can actually stay in the ground, because that's the whole purpose, right? Here to help me with the durability test is our resident landscaper, Sam. All right, let's get started.
As you can see, no damage on our Beuta bricks. And up next are the red plastic bricks. Well, as you can see, there's a giant hole in it. And third up is the gray stone lookalikes. I don't even need to say anything. They broke a couple hits in with a rubber mallet. And now, let's try a real hammer. First up, our Beuta bricks. Again, no nicks, dents, scratches. Our Beuta bricks are made to withstand a real hammer. And next up, the red bricks. It broke. Last but not least, the gray stone lookalikes. There's a crater in there now. I don't think these are very durable at all.
All right, well, that didn't take very much. The red bricks cracked pretty instantly. The little gray stones, they just crumbled under the weight of the hammers. But our Beuta bricks remained intact. There's no cracking, no dents, no scratches, nicks, nothing of the sort. Like Sam mentioned, our Beuta bricks were designed to withstand hammering from a real hammer or from a rubber mallet, whichever one you choose to use. Now we're gonna just do some nice, gentle kicking. Normally, these are out in the yard. If your kids are walking on them, your pets, we're gonna see how much effort it takes for them to move, if they move at all. So let's start with the little gray stones. I know your kids are gonna walk on them, so. They didn't crack or crumble under my weight, but they definitely fly up a little bit in the front. But they're pretty much still in there. I'll give them that. Now let's move on to the red bricks. Okay. I could definitely see if you have dogs, they would dig that up in a second. So let's move on to the Beuta bricks. Just a little walk through. Wee. So after some kicking, some tugging, pulling around, those ones just didn't hold up very well. The bricks, the plastic gray stones definitely are in there, but if you compare the spike length to our landscape spikes are a lot longer and they'll go deeper into the ground. So if you live somewhere where it gets really cold, you have harsh winters. We've had a lot of people tell us that there's no heaving, the spikes aren't coming out of the ground when the ground freezes and then thaws. So that's something to keep in mind if you live in a climate where it gets cold. Now let's move on to the final test, which is the ultimate test, weed whacker. Can these blocks, these landscape edging options withstand a weed whacker? Let's do it. Let's bring Sam back. Oh, did it break?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's actually pretty bad. That was an actual full crack.
So let's assess the damage. So the weed whacker put a nice dent in this one right here. These ones actually held up pretty well. There was no cracking or anything, but there's a lot of scratches from the weed whacker all over it. And I can't imagine long term these would hold up very well, especially because the materials, it's like a thicker plastic gallon of water. That's what I can compare this to. So that's those ones. And then our Beuta bricks, would you look at that? They're perfectly fine. Again, they're made to be tough and durable. They're made to withstand a weed whacker. As you saw, we were using a gas-powered weed whacker, so it can really handle the commercial weed whackers. If you have landscape guys that come by and really go ham, they're perfectly fine. No nicks, scratches, cracking, nothing of the sort. So in all four categories, our Beuta bricks absolutely came out on top. The durability is undeniable. The flexibility reigned supreme over the other two. The natural stone look is just so beautiful. It's so much more aesthetically pleasing and it looks real. And the ease of installation is just unmatched. If there are any other landscape edging out there that you think that we should test our Beuta landscape edging against, then let us know in the comments and let us know which one you think held up the best. Again, I think there's a clear winner, but I might be biased. You can shop our entire collection of faux-stone landscape edging at Beuta.com. I'm Anna, and thanks for watching.